Hello everyone. I have here an article in the Wall Street Journal from April 23. It's about exploring asteroids and it's very interesting. I put it in the French language, but with it's American spoken. So you see the French text, and I show you a little bit of it. You see, it is the French text, what you're going to see, right? And then, but then here, it is the same article, but spoken in English. It's very good. It's made by a human being. His name is Paramir Efrati. And the article came in the Wall Street Journal of Asia on April 23. Now, what I'm going to do is I make this very small because I want to do it for an iPad and for an iPod as well, for a small device. Now, halfway I might stop one or more times because it's kind of exhausting, to accumulate all those new words. I follow this principle from Steve Kaufman that you can learn English or any other language by reading and hearing. So what we do now is to read. We read it, but a lot of it doesn't make chocolate, of course, but that doesn't matter. It didn't make sense when you were very young as well, when your parents talked to you, right? That's the same principle, basically. It's a natural thing of learning languages, as I understand it. And I experience myself that I'm getting more of it, and a lot more, and that's very good because I took French lessons in many years, and I never really was able to read a newspaper. And I'm not saying that I can do it now, but I'm going to. I think I'm going to. So let's stop talking, and let's let the computer talk. And again, here what you're going to see in the French is not perfect. It is made by a computer itself, but it's not that bad really, and you will understand it when you listen more, and you can do it more than once if you want, and think, and when you stop, just click on the pause key below the video, and take a cup of coffee or tea or whatever, and come back later whenever you want, right? And it's great. It's great. So let's go.
A quixotic quest to mine asteroids. Big names get behind the dream of mining for resources in space. By Amir Efrati. A new company backed by two Google Incorporated billionaires, film director James Cameron and other space exploration proponents, is aiming high in the hunt for natural resources, with mining asteroids the possible target. The venture, called Planetary Resources Incorporated, revealed little in a news release last week except to say that it would overlay two critical sectors, space exploration and natural resources, to add trillions of dollars to the global GDP and help ensure humanity's prosperity. The company is formally unveiling its plans at an event Tuesday in Seattle. While the announcement may cause some people to snicker at what could be a page out of a sci-fi novel or a Hollywood movie scene, Planetary Resources is making its debut just as scientists at the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and other groups are embracing the notion of mining near-Earth asteroids and providing blueprints for how such a feat would be accomplished. The possibility of extracting raw materials such as iron and nickel from asteroids has been discussed for decades, but the cost, scientific expertise and technical prowess of fulfilling such a feat have remained an obstacle. NASA experts have projected it could cost tens of billions of dollars and take well over a decade to land astronauts on an asteroid. Tuesday's event is being hosted by Peter H. Diamandis and Eric Anderson, known for their efforts to develop commercial space exploration, and two former NASA officials. Mr. Diamandis, a driving force behind the Ansari X Prize competition to spur non-governmental space flight, has long discussed his goal to become an asteroid miner. He contends that such work by space pioneers would lead to a land rush by companies to develop lower-cost technology to travel to and extract resources from asteroids. I believe that opening up the resources of space for the benefit of humanity is critical, Mr. Diamandis said in an interview with Forbes magazine earlier this year about plans to launch an asteroid mining company. People listed by Planetary Resources as members of its investor and advisor group include Larry Page, Google's chief executive, and Eric Schmidt, the company's executive chairman. Mr. Cameron, whose film, Avatar, depicted a corporate venture to extract natural resources from another planet. Former Microsoft Corporation executive Charles Simonyi, who has made 2 trips to space and funded other related activity. Ram Shriram, a Google director and venture capitalist, and Ross Perot Jr., son of the Texas technology entrepreneur and former presidential candidate Ross Perot.
So that was it until now. But we are, you can see, we only saw a small thing here. I will put this up, and then I go to Ross Perot. That's where we were. So I won't make it too big because that's advantage for the video later on.
Former NASA Mars mission manager Chris Lewicki is listed in the news release as President and Chief Engineer of Planetary Resources, with Messrs. Diamandis and Anderson as co-chairmen. None of the men could be reached for comment. A spokeswoman for Planetary Resources, which discloses few details on its website, declined to comment. The news conference announcing the launch of the company is scheduled to be held at the Charles Simonyi Space Gallery at the Museum of Flight in Seattle on Tuesday. Asteroid mining could take several forms, including sending humans in a spacecraft to an asteroid so they could explore and mine it. In another scenario, robotic spacecraft could be launched either to mine an asteroid directly or transport it closer to Earth so that humans could more easily reach it. Such mining could yield a large amount of water, oxygen and metals to help further space exploration by allowing humans to fuel spacecraft, build space stations and other constructs. The resources could potentially be brought back to Earth as well. Earlier this month, a study by NASA scientists concluded that, for a cost of $2.6 billion, humans could use robotic spacecraft to capture a 500-ton asteroid 7 meters in diameter and bring it into orbit around the Moon so that it could be explored and mined. The spacecraft, using a 40-kilowatt solar electric propulsion system, would have a flight time of between 6 and 10 years, and humans could accomplish this task by around 2025. The estimated cost doesn't include the billions of dollars that it might take to extract minerals. If the right ground-based observation campaign approximately 5 attractive asteroids per year could be discovered, said the NASA study, published by the Keck Institute for Space Studies. It also said that by exploring asteroids people may be able to gain information or find raw materials that would allow humans to travel far beyond the Moon. Mr. Lewicki and Tom Jones, a former NASA astronaut who is an advisor to Planetary Resources, were involved in the study, though it is unclear whether that means the company will adopt the same strategy for extracting material from asteroids.
So that's where we are now here. So we're about halfway. So I will try to stay here at the lower lines of the sentences, okay?
Friedman, a former NASA aerospace engineer who also was involved in the study, said he supports this strategy but noted that it would take hundreds of millions of dollars to get started and that planetary resources would need to find a lower-cost way to access space in order to succeed. He is also skeptical the company could find ways to transfer raw materials extracted from asteroids back to Earth, given the cost of going in and out of Earth's gravity well. Thus, he said, the materials could be useful only in space. President Barack Obama in 2010 set a goal to send a manned mission to an asteroid by 2025, but the details remain fuzzy and the effort hasn't generated much public excitement or political traction. However, NASA is working on an unmanned mission called OSIRIS-REx that would launch in 2016 and land on an asteroid, study it, and bring a tiny amount of it back to Earth by 2023. NASA also is calling on amateur astronomers to help the agency find near-Earth asteroids that could be explored in the future. In recent years, as NASA has pulled back on space exploration, wealthy entrepreneurs such as Amazon.com Incorporated founder Jeff Bezos, Tesla Motors Incorporated creator Elon Musk and Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen have tried to fill the void with their personal money. Mr. Musk has pursued commercial rockets and spacecraft to transport cargo and astronauts into orbit, while Messrs. Allen and Bezos have looked to launch tourists to the edge of space and possibly beyond.
Now, so that was it, anybody. I hope you like it, and when you use your cell phone, you have to look too, because it's interesting story to hear, but what the real purpose is that you learn the other language, right? And you can do that only by seeing it or hearing it. In this case, by seeing it. So I hope to see you back. Anyone?